If you want to increase your income, you have to adopt a strategy that sounds backward at first. You must learn to work harder on yourself than you do on your job, because your income rarely exceeds your level of personal development. To drive that development, we are going to build a daily operating system. We'll call it the Personal Growth Protocol. To build this right now, you need 3 tools: a dedicated physical notebook, a pen, and a strict commitment of 30 minutes a day. Standard education provides a basic foundation, but it yields standard, predictable results. If you want to move beyond that baseline, you have to shift your strategy. Completing the setup of this protocol today marks your transition to self-education. It builds the framework to attract success rather than endlessly pursuing it. Open your notebook to the first blank page. Write the words "idea capture" right at the top. People often think their problem is a lack of money, but a lack of money is only a symptom. The actual bottleneck to wealth is a lack of an idea on how to create it. Do not use your brain as a filing cabinet for these ideas. You must physically write them down on paper to externalize your thinking. Reviewing your journal through repetition allows these concepts to take root. As you internalize these ideas, they begin to shape your decisions and your personality. This shift in how you operate is what eventually drives a change in your bank account and lifestyle. By capturing your ideas on paper, you turn abstract, fleeting thoughts into permanent currency you can actually spend. Turn to the next page. This diagram divides the page into 3 columns: read, listen, and observe. Under read, your mandate is simple. Commit exactly 30 minutes every day to reading instructional books. Digesting a high-quality book saves 5 years of trial and error by learning from someone else's experience. Moving to listen, set aside $50 to $100 to buy dinner for a person who has achieved your goal. If a successful person talks for 2 hours, they provide frameworks that could triple your income. Finally, observe. Watch how they respond or handle a handshake. Identify these patterns of high performers and adopt them. There is a difference between sight and insight. Sight is just seeing objects. Insight is seeing answers and patterns with your mind. By deliberately programming these 3 input channels, you ensure a constant flow of high-value data. You stop crossing your fingers and relying on chance. Turn to a fresh page. Write down 3 to 5 small tasks that you can execute tomorrow morning. You cannot wait for someone else to motivate you. You trigger your own progress by immediately going to work on these specific items. Learning without action leads to nothing but knowledge, but learning applied through direct action creates wealth. By conquering these small daily disciplines, you build physiological muscle. Handle the little challenges so you are strong enough to carry the major ones later. If you avoid mastering these micro-disciplines today, you will be unequipped to capitalize on massive opportunities when they show up tomorrow. Add one final, absolute rule at the very bottom of your page. Write the phrase, "Do not beat the system." Once you learn how things work, it is tempting to start thinning the process. You will want to cut corners or look for cheap shortcuts. Do not compromise with doing things right. Choosing the easy path over the correct path ensures the life you build stays at a low quality. This protocol only functions if you execute it with absolute integrity. Find out how the system works best and do it that exact way, even if it takes a little longer. You now have a complete system, a hub for capturing ideas, a programmed daily input schedule, and an uncompromising checklist for taking action. Consider the momentum of your life. If you do not implement this protocol starting tomorrow, your next 5 years will be an exact replica of your past 5. You already possess the human gifts necessary to execute this plan. They are sitting dormant inside you right now, waiting to be utilized. So, what specifically will you do differently tomorrow morning to alter your direction? You are not required to be the same person you were this morning. Shifting your trajectory is a matter of deciding to follow through on the protocol you have just established.